Hi, it's Julie. Welcome to my channel. I am Scrappin' Happy. I want to welcome you to the Friendly Junk Journal people 12 Days of Junk Journal Gifts tutorials. This, I think, is the second year that Linda Israel has done this, and she puts out the word, if you want to do a tutorial to show these things, and she gives us a list, then, come on and let's do this thing. So I love it. I love watching them. I love making them. It's just fun. And you get to see several different people make the same type of thing. And of course, they're all different. Mine will be very easy and very, very way down on the easy scale. Because I don't, I don't do complicated. I have enough of that in my life. So anyway, I wanted to do this. This is a precursor, if you will, for the 12 days. The 12 days starts on December 1, and obviously will be, a topic each day for 12 days. This is coming out ahead of time just to kind of whet your appetite or get you excited to watch, hopefully. So what I'm making here is a Christmas Advent calendar, and it's really easy. I only needed 6 pages of papers because I put 2 days or doors on each, so that's 24. Some people do a 25th day on Advent. I looked it up to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. It's either 24 or 25. And I am going to put like a glassine bag on the very back, so that on the back cover, inside back cover, so that it could be day 25 if, we need a day 25, if that's your preference. But I used the Sweet Floral Christmas from Nevermore Creations. It's only 6 pages. Oh, sorry, here we go. It's only 6 pages. It's a dollar digital. Lindsay has dollar digitals in her shop, which is very exciting to me because, I can usually scrape up $1. But, and she also, you can download it, or she will print it and ship it to you if you don't have access to a printer or for whatever reason. But so it only takes 6 pages, and what I did was let me go to the very back here where they're not put together yet. I lined I'm big into the pink Christmas these days. I love it. It's still Christmas, but it's different. And this kit has some browns and beiges and greens and other colors, and it's so pretty. It's just so pretty. But it's got poinsettias and snowflakes and wreaths, and I mean, it's just still very Christmassy without being the traditional. So what I did was lined my page with pink. You can line it with whatever color you want, but like I said, I'm big into this pink thing all of a sudden. And you need to glue every speck of it down because you don't know where your cuts are going to be, and you don't want to cut it where it's flopping around or not glued. So don't just do the edges, you need to do the whole thing. And generally when I have to do a whole thing, I glue it down, a couple inches at a time. I will put the glue, say here. I use a glue stick for stuff like this, and then go in real carefully, line it up, push it down, use my bone folder to, get it really good and attached, and then I'll lift this up, do the next couple of inches, do the same thing, till all the way to the end. Then I went in, because I like the look of it, not necessarily because it needed it, but I stitched around the edges. And then I got this bright idea. While I'm at it, I stitched around the little doors too. The three sides, not the fold. Because I liked the look, and you know, why not? So the easiest way, or well, an easy way, I had these two little templates that I used, and I kind of laid them out on my page where I wouldn't mess up something. I didn't want to, you know, cut that in half because it says Happy Holidays. So I actually put my little template right over it so that that would be in the door. And this little guy here, you know, I didn't want to cut his face, so I used a small one on the top, and then I used the little bit larger one on the bottom. No, I didn't. I lied. I used two small ones, sorry. But I fixed it where I wouldn't be cutting his face in half. You know, so you can just kind of lay it, place them around, and figure what you want. And then I went around on the three sides, and where I was actually going to cut with a pencil, because the this didn't show up well enough with my old age eyes, so I did a pencil line to cut, and then I did across the top. I scored it really well so I could see it and it would fold nicely. Then I went in with my very fancy, this is a quality item here, very fancy. I got it at Dollar Tree in a package of like 5 or 6 of them. And you can see here it's crooked. I broke it. As they get dull, you just break them off. It's really nice. Only my husband wasn't around, so I did it myself. That's why it's crooked. But my point is sharp. That's what matters. So then I went in on my lines and cut, and then just folded on my score line. Then later, after, you know, you do your pages, then I glued 2 together. Like that. Just kind of. So how it's going to be now is you open it. Oh, I left out a step. I'm sorry. The 2 together, I added a solid pink in the middle. Because when you open it, if you don't, when you open it, you see the door from the back side. And, you know, I just thought that wouldn't look as nice. So I'll just put a solid in like that. And we're going to do one page. So if I'm not making any sense, hang on, it will. So here, when you open this, you've got a nice solid clean page, and the same on the other, you know. So in here you can put stickers, you can put little embellishments, you can put quotes, you can put scripture, you can put you know, the thing you're going to do that day. You know, bake cookies for the neighbors, or, you know, the different things you do or want to do on during this Advent time, which is such a lovely idea. Sometimes we get so busy we forget to do things like that, and but if it's right here looking at you, oh well, I need to do that. So anyway, I'm not putting anything in there. I may put, you know, scripture or stickers or something, but I'm not going to put the 24 things to do, because I will either wait until, you know, if I keep this myself, I will wait closer to time and then put the things that I want to do. Or if I can't decide if I'm going to put this in my Etsy shop or not, then whoever gets it will obviously not want my 24 things. They'll want their own. So we'll just see how that part goes. But I just think this is the coolest idea. I'm sure there's a more advanced and brilliant way to do it, but I couldn't find anything online or even on Pinterest. So this is from my little brain, and sorry about that. The last page I haven't done yet. I was going to do it with you. The last page I didn't cut yet. I didn't even do it the same way. While I was at the sewing machine sewing all the other stuff, I just decided to try this and see if it was any easier. So what I did was, like, I don't know if you can see it really well, I just sewed around, and now I'll go in and cut. Instead of getting my template out and, you know, this or that, I just sewed around, and for the most part this page was no big deal. There wasn't anything, there wasn't an owl that I didn't want to cut in half. The only thing that I really was wanting to be careful about was the wreath, and I just sewed around him. So now I'm just going to go in and cut and show you just really how simple this is. Now I say that and you know what's going to happen, right? Oh, except, oh my goodness, I cut this, sewed it really crooked. Okay, let me rephrase. I think you should use the templates unless you're a little more advanced than I am. Because mine are really crooked, but that's all right. And it is just that simple. You line up your little crookedness, and then you cut. And the problem with this is it's pink thread on pink paper. And I can't see. Let's see how I did. I guess it could have been worse. Oh, I didn't score my top. Okay. So I need to, okay, I take back everything I said. You really should use a template because, one, you can't see, and two, you need to make sure you're straight, and then, you know, it's just nicer, I think. So now we know. And look, see, my margin is a little bit off. It's a little bit crooked, but you know what? Just about everything I do is crooked, so it's going to be just fine. I don't think it's a deal at all. So I'm going to do these. I'll do one more, and then I will do the rest where you don't have to sit there and watch, because nobody wants to do that. Now I need to eke. My little thing needs to be clipped off again. And of course my husband's not here right now, and Now, I don't know if you can look. I cut way past. Here's my thread, and I cut way past it. Not to worry. I have Christmas. It's pink poinsettia washi tape, and it's adorable. And you will see it throughout the journal, or throughout the rest of this, because this isn't the first time I cut. Or I shouldn't have. Yeah, the secrets of a junk journaler. Yeah, I definitely think the pencil lines are better. Alright. Alright, I'm going to do these other two while you're not having to sit there and watch and cringe because I'm crooked. And I will be right back. Okay, so I got all that done. Now I'm going to glue my page with the doors onto a solid. And I am going to use Fabri-Tac. It is my favorite. And I really hate when, you know, your pages wrinkle up because of the water-based glues. And this one, you just go, I put it on the threads, but just, you know, around the edges, and then certain places in the middle, because you want it to tack down everywhere, but you want to be careful that you don't get on the center, because you're going to fold it, and this stuff dries really hard. So if you get it on your center, it's kind of hard to fold. So I just kind of put it, you know, places, but not down the center line. And I have a real aversion to getting glue on my fingers. It just drives me crazy. But of course I always do. I should just do it and get it over with, but instead I poke around and try to not get it on me, and then it just makes it worse. So here we go. Here's some proof right here. So that looks nice-ish. It's got a tiny border, but you know what? It's okay because it's pink and it works. So the back side. And this really only took, I think if I did a second one, it would take way less time, because the first one I was actually trying to figure it out. Because like I said, I couldn't find any tutorials or anything. I just had to kind of create it, and which was fun, after all was said and done, but not so fun when you're making mistakes. So I did it in probably, you could do it in a couple of hours. Now, my hours are uninterrupted. I don't have small kids at home. I don't have, you know, I'm an empty nester, so I've got all the time in the world. But if, so you can, you know, it doesn't take long. It could be a very quick little project in an afternoon, easily, if you have some uninterrupted time. Well, I know, don't laugh. A lot of people don't. And I kind of miss the days that I don't. But, you know, it is what it is. Kids want to grow up and you got to let them. So, okay. Now, you got to decide which way you're going to fold it. Because, like this page here, obviously, needed to be the first page and the front side. And then I put, you know, this is kind of a, let's see. I don't think it really matters. I don't think it matters. Which, you know. So, it's kind of awkward folding this with these doors, you know, flopping open. So you just have to be, oh, and look here. Here's a good example. This is going to fold too, hello, I'm so sorry. This is going to fold too close to that door opening. So I'm going to have to fold it a little off center, which is easier said than done. Because, all right, so, you know, I do these mistakes so that you can learn from me. Not because I just, you know, make mistakes. So let that be a lesson to you. When I folded my papers, you know, lightly when I was placing my things. You know, I would just kind of do like that so that I would have a line. But with a pattern, you don't see that almost line very well. So I think it would be best to fold it and get you a good crisp line. Then you can see where you're working. Because look, this is too close, and I clearly had room. And then this is pretty close, and I had room to scoot it over. So, and now our little page is off by, I bet that's a good, it's almost a ½ inch. Actually, it isn't ½ inch. So that's going to be an interesting, and you can't really do, well, I guess you could. I could cut a little bit off here, but then I would be cutting off my stitch. So I'll have to decide what I want to do, but if I want to cut it off, because, see, it's going to stick way out. And my cover is, I don't have it here, but it's an 8.5 by 11 cardstock, so it's not going to work. I'm going to have to do something with that. Yeah, okay. Okay. So before you doctor or do surgery on anything, double check, because this side I have plenty of room, no big deal. But on this side, I don't have much room, because the edge of this is not even, probably a quarter of an inch from my thread. So we're just gonna fix it. I'm just gonna cut right down. It's only gonna be 1/4 of an inch fix instead of a 1/2 inch. And it's okay on this side. See, I didn't ruin any edges. And this one, I'm gonna have to go in. Well, it's glued. Is that good or bad? Because I was gonna go in and glue it. I guess I did okay. Because it's not gonna open. Alright. So I was just gonna go in and run a bead of glue, but it's okay. It's down. It's glued already, so I guess I did a pretty good glue job before. Now I'm 1/4 of an inch off, and let's put it on the inside. Sometimes that helps a little. Yeah, it's alright. Because you know, as you fold them and then you put them inside, the ones in the middle, when you fold, they kind of stick out a little bit. So it makes, okay, now this is going to be okay. It's going to stick out 1/8 of an inch, no big deal. We can run some lace along the cover. We can put some sort of trim. We can fix it somehow. I mean, that is minor. So I am calling that okay. Now I've got to cover, get the cover together, sew the signature in, and then go back and decide what I'm going to do here. But that's, you know. Alright, so let me get my cover. Oh, I have it right here. Hold on. Well, that was surprising. I didn't realize I had already gotten it. It's a silver pearl iridescent cardstock. Every once in a while, is it Michael's or Joanne? Somebody runs this stuff on sale. Like I got 5 packs for $10. So that was of course $2. And I love it because it's so pretty and it works on the inkjet. Can you see the shiny? It's going to be really pretty. And I've got to figure out what I'm going to do on the cover. Because this is so pretty. It's a prettier Christmas, if that makes sense. It's not the little animated childlike, even though we've got a little cute snowman here and a little owl has a hat. It's still a more, what's the word? Serious? I don't know. Okay, so here's how it's going to work. And it's barely going to stick out. So I think that's good. Now we could cover the cover with this. That's really pretty. And I don't know if you can tell with the glass on top. I put it there for the glare, but it's got these, oh, it's upside down. There we go. Sequins, the sparkly holographic sequins. I may cover it with that. I'm not sure. So while I ponder all of that, I will not make you sit here. So let me sew the signature in and gather my things for my cover, and I will be right back. Okay, so I had a brainstorm while you weren't looking. I have put a second matching page, cardstock, to make it thicker. I put Tyvek in the middle. I always use Tyvek. So here's what I did. I don't know if you can tell, but I didn't line them up exactly. I pushed this one over maybe not quite half an inch from the edge, so that my page is now actually 11 and a half. So when I fold it in half, instead of being 5 and a half, it's going to be 5 3/4, which is going to get me that extra space I need for my signature. And because, you know, I had already folded it and scored it, I'm going to put this on the inside so that it won't show. Let me see. It's always a little difficult when you got glue and Tyvek going on. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, hang on, it's going to take me a minute because it's very thick. All right. Now here, see, our original center line is probably 1/4 inch, but it's not going to show. This will show. So I will put that on the back, put some lace or something, and then let's see how this is going to work. Look. I'm so excited. Okay, so that problem solved. Now I just got to figure out what to do with the cover, how I want to decorate it, and sew my pages in, and make sure that none of my pages are upside down, because you know it could happen. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I've gotten my signature sewn in and a couple of other things that took a long time that you didn't need to sit for. So remember, we kind of rigged up the cover by putting a second cardstock offset about 1/2 inch. So it made it long enough for my little silly page that sticks out 1/4 inch to not be shown. And I am really sorry about this angle. I'm really sorry. I'm technically challenged, so just know that. Anyway, I still got to cover this, but I have gone in and made little circle tabs for each of the doors to stay shut. And what I did was lined a piece of, it's kind of a red, I would think it's red until I saw it in here. To me it's a fabulous pink, but anyway, a reddish pink cardstock, and then I glued the pink paper that I'm using, and then every other one I turned over. And then I went in with this little punch that I found in my stash and had forgotten about, and I punched little holly leaves, again the same paper, pink glued onto the shiny cardstock, and punched a bunch of little leaves and or yeah, I guess holly leaves, a whole bunch, like 40 or actually 50 something, because some of them I put 2 on, some of them I put 3 on, and some of them I just put 1. And then I went in with this fabulous green shiny paper that was in the same pack as the red / pink, and punched a bunch of circles, just little with my hole punch, and made the berries. So my holly is exactly opposite. It's got red leaves and green berries instead of the other way around. And then I just glued them on. Now, be careful. Not that I would make this mistake. If I did make this mistake, it's just so I could give you the heads up. Not that I really made a mistake, right? Are you buying that? When you glue these on, you know, you're just going to glue half the circle onto this. You want to be careful not to, you know, glue this shut, or you won't be able to stick this in. And don't ask me how I know that. So I went in and put, you know, little holly and things. And there's a couple, okay, here's one that there's like 3 that I put a sticker in, or because somebody kind of got something on this paper, and so I just covered it up. Alright, so go all the way through real quick, because, you know, you've already seen this. Hold on, you know what? There. Sorry. Oh my gosh, sorry. And the little snowman has a little snowflake, because, you know, he needs that. And on my strings, I'm going to put probably the circle with the holly. I think the holly is just a little too small to put on by itself. Well, maybe not. You know what I might do is cut a half-inch circle. I have one here, let's see. Maybe. And then attach that. Let's see. But I'm going to put something on the end of my strings. And then, just going to, here, I'm going to put a bag, like a glassine bag. And it's going to be day 25, if we need a day 25. And then I'm going to go through and put the numbers of the day on here. 1 through 24, and then I guess 25 actually, because I want to put this bag. I may not attach it in case we don't need the 25, then it'll be sitting there empty. But also in the bag, I am going to put some extra things. I'm going to go in on my pink paper and type up the scripture of the story. I think it's in Luke, maybe Luke 2, of the Christmas quote-unquote story, the birth and all that, and like do a verse, you know, and then separate it so that that verse can be cut out and then put in here, you know, like, or here, whichever, because then the other spot would be for listing whatever activity for the day. And on the little green berries, I used this. It's glitter glue. I'm not sure yet how happy I am with it. I've had to go in with my Fabri-Tac and glue a couple of the berries back down, but I think it was operator error and not that this isn't glue. So I'm just going to be really careful and double check that. And then I am going to, next I'm going to cover the cover, and I think I am going to use this lace because it's gorgeous. And then I'm going to put a pocket up here, and then put the glassine bag here, but maybe not glue it in. Or maybe, no, okay, yeah. This is me thinking. I do this all day, and it drives me crazy. I will attach the bag, but I may not put the 25 on the bag. I may just put this on there, and then if we use it as a 25th day, then we can add 25. Okay, that sounds like a very good rambling decision. So I am going to do that, and I will be back. Okay, I'm pretty much done now. What's left is stuff that, you know, you don't really need to be bothered with. So here's my cover. It's this yummy lace with clear, I guess, iridescent sequins, and I think it's so pretty. I put some gold, I guess bling is the word, there. I put a brown, what are these called? Little jewelry bag, and it's open so it can be a pocket inside and then a tuck behind. And then you've seen all this. I went in and put little ends on my strings. And then I added this little bag in the back. It's also a tuck and a pocket. So if we need a 25-day, we can have it. If not, you know, whatever. We can put whatever in it. So what I am going to do, and I haven't done it yet, and I don't think you really need to see it, is I'm going to type up the verses, cut them in pieces that'll fit inside these, and put them in this pocket. And then this will be done. I think it's so sweet, and it was so fun. And I hope that you have time to watch some more of these videos, and that you will follow along with the 12 days of, let's see, it is Friendly Junk Journal People, 12 days of junk journal gift tutorials. So if you're making some gifts this year, you definitely need to watch. All right, well, thank you so much. Sorry for all the rambling and all the confusion. That's kind of where I live. So anyway, y'all have a good day.